The city lights twinkled below, a sea of distant stars, but all I could see was her, Jane, standing beside me on this rooftop, the cool night air wrapping around us. Everything felt inevitable, like every moment, every laugh, every shared glance had led us right here. My heart was a drum solo against my ribs, a chaotic rhythm only she seemed to conduct. It's beautiful up here, isn't it? Jane's voice was soft, barely a whisper against the hum of the city. She wasn't looking at the view, though. She was looking at me, her eyes reflecting the city's glow, making them shine with a depth that stole my breath. I just nodded, my throat suddenly tight. Words, my usual companions, had abandoned me. All I could manage was, yeah, beautiful. We stood in that charged silence for what felt like an eternity. It wasn't awkward. It was heavy, filled with everything we hadn't said for months. This dance we'd been doing, stepping close and then pulling away, was exhausting. I was tired of dancing. I wanted to stand still, with her. I remember the first day I met her. She'd walked into the cafe where I was hiding from the rain, her hair damp, a smile on her face as she shook off her umbrella. It was like the sun had decided to walk in and say hello. From that day on, my world had tilted on its axis. Coffee turned into lunch, lunch turned into long walks in the park, and walks turned into late-night phone calls where we talk about everything and nothing until the sun came up. She became my person, the one I'd text with a funny thought, the one I'd call after a hard day, the one whose presence made any room feel like home. But there was this invisible line, a line we both knew was there, and we'd just walk along it, never daring to cross. Fear, I guess. Fear of ruining the most important friendship I'd ever had. But tonight, on this rooftop, fear felt like a distant echo. What I felt for her was too loud, too vibrant to be ignored any longer. Taking a deep breath, I finally turned to face her fully. Jane, I started, and her name hung in the air between us. There's something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. She didn't look surprised. She just watched me, her expression patient, gentle. It gave me the courage to continue. It's more than friendship for me. It has been for a while. Every time you smile, my day gets better. Every time we talk, I feel like I can take on the world. Being with you feels like coming home. My voice cracked on the last few words. I looked down at my hands, suddenly fascinated by my own fingers. I know I'm in love with you, Jane. And it is terrifying to say it out loud because I can't imagine my life without you in it. If this ruins things, I don't know what I'd do. The silence returned, but this time it was different. It was waiting. I risked a glance up at her. A single tear was tracing a path down her cheek, but she was smiling. A genuine, radiant smile that reached her eyes. She stepped closer, closing the small gap between us. She gently took my hand, her thumb stroking the back of it. "Lin," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "Do you have any idea how long I've waited to hear you say that?" My head snapped up. "What?" "I'm in love with you too," she confessed, her voice firm now, full of a certainty that washed over me like a warm wave. "I have been for so long. I was just as scared as you were. Scared of losing this, scared of losing you. You're my best friend. You're my everything." She used her free hand to gently cup my face, her touch sending shivers down my spine. "You think you're the only one whose heart beats like crazy when the other is near?" Every time our hands brushed, I had to stop myself from just grabbing yours and never letting go. Every time you laughed at one of my dumb jokes, I felt like I'd won a prize. You didn't ruin anything, Lin. You just opened the door I was too afraid to even knock on. Relief, so powerful and overwhelming, made my knees feel weak. All this time, we were both standing on opposite sides of the same door, waiting for the other to make a move. The tears I'd been holding back started to fall, but they were happy tears. Tears of joy, of release. Jane wiped them away with her thumb. "So," she said, a playful glint in her eyes. Now that we've established that we're both ridiculously in love with each other, what do we do about it? I laughed, a sound that felt like it came from the deepest part of my soul. I have a few ideas, I said, my voice still a bit shaky. I leaned in slowly, giving her every chance to pull away. She didn't. She met me halfway. And then she kissed me. It wasn't like the movies. There were no fireworks, no sudden symphony. It was better. It was real. It was soft and gentle and sure. It was a question and an answer all at once. It tasted of hope and the future and the quiet relief of finally being seen. It felt like every unspoken word, every lingering look, every secret wish was finally being set free. When we pulled apart, we were both breathless. We just rested our foreheads together, smiling like idiots. The city noise, the cool air, it all faded into the background. The only thing that mattered was her, right here with me. So, I whispered, my voice full of a happiness I hadn't known was possible. My place or yours? She chuckled, a low, lovely sound. Let's start with a walk, a real one. Holding hands this time. She laced her fingers through mine and the fit was perfect. It felt right. As we walked toward the door to leave the rooftop, I glanced back at the sprawling city. It looked different now, brighter, more full of promise. The journey to this moment had been long, filled with uncertainty and doubt. But standing there, holding the hand of the woman I loved, I knew this wasn't the end of our story. This was just the beginning. The finale of our will they, won't they dance was the prelude to a whole new adventure. And I couldn't wait to see where we would go next, as long as we were going together. The future was a blank page, and for the first time, I wasn't afraid to write on it. Because I knew, without a single doubt, that Jane would be holding the pen right alongside me. This was our story, and it was just getting started. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this journey. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.